Hi, I'm Sunday. In this video, I'll make new evolutions for some forms I made of Whimsicott and Swanna in the past, and then I'll make an evolution for the Golduck we know and love. Don't worry if you haven't seen the videos where I made new forms for Whimsicott and Swanna, I'll catch you up. Let's start with Whimsicott. The second Pokemon related video on this channel is called Making New Forms for Cottonee and Whimsicott, and it's exactly what it says in the can. That was nearly a year ago, so I redrew the design so you don't have to see the black bars on the sides of your screen. Geez, why did it take me so long to figure out the aspect ratio? Anyway, the basic idea of this Cottonee form is that it dried up and became a tumbleweed. If I have my timeline right, this was before we had an actual tumbleweed Pokemon. Here's Whimsicott. Just so you know, most of my Pokemon videos are for my Pokemon Black 3 White 3 project, also known as a new Unova or just Opelucid. It's basically just Unova but in the future, Legends Arceus style. This main story element is that fairy types have gone extinct, which is why Whimsicott was the subject of my first video after the starters. If you didn't know, the Whimsicott line makes up the only two fairy types that are native to Unova. Anyway, Opelucid Whimsicott is super grumpy, but not as mischievous as its ancestors. It mostly keeps to itself.
However, when exposed to the essence of the moon, Whimsicott transforms.
It falls into the sand of the vast Relic Desert, and they become one. This dragon is the blazing sun, the howling wind, and the drifting sand. So, Whimsicott evolves with the moonstone into Basilicon. Basilicon is a rock dragon type Pokemon with signature ability called Dust to Dust. When this Pokemon faints, its attacker is poison. It has a signature move called Essence, which is a strong dragon type attack that uses the target's highest attacking stat against it. If the target's highest attacking stat is physical, the attack will be physical, and if it's special, the attack will be special. Basilicon has super high HP and attacking stats, with bad defenses and mediocre speed. All in all, its bulk isn't bad, but not great. With its rock dragon typing, it's much better suited for offense anyway. Its signature move probably isn't that great on it, but Stone Edge and Outrage would hit insanely hard, with Flare Blitz for steel types and Dragon Dance to set it up. Special sets would also be a strong surprise factor, and Draco Meteor along with its wide special move pool would be great. Its choice of ability is definitely worse than Whimsicott's, but I think that's fair as I didn't want Basilicon to be too powerful. Basilicon doesn't look too much like Whimsicott, but is said to be the incarnation of its spirit. Although its body is dust, no one said dust can't be a super cool and awesome dragon. This Pokemon is the essence of the Relic Desert and can't be found anywhere else. They bask in the sun to release powerful energy beams, ride the wind to fly at high speeds, and dive under the sand to become imperceptible. Only Opelucid's champion has been able to catch one of these Pokemon. The Pokemon video before the last Pokemon video I made was called Creating New Forms for Ducklett and Swanna. Weird how using the word creating rather than making gets noticeably more views. Anyway, the idea for Ducklett was that it ate so much peat moss that it became peat moss. You are what you eat. The idea for Swanna has always been that it's a graceful and beautiful Pokemon that evolves from the ugly duckling. So, when Ducklett leaves the water to search for pretty flowers, that's when it evolves. Swanna's favorite flower is the Casablanca lily, which blooms at night. It accepts gifts from people who watch and enjoy its beautiful songs and dances. It has a signature move called Flower Sword, which is a strong special attack that doubles in power under grassy terrain, but forces the user to recharge. When Swanna begins to hoard its gifts, an ancient fire is stoked. It stops performing for the love of it, and only wants flowers and other pretty trinkets. As its hoard begins to wither and age, it panics, and the ancient DNA within this Pokemon is fully awakened. So, when it learns a dragon-type move called Horde, it evolves into Cygnoboom. Cygnoboom is a grass dragon-type Pokemon with the abilities Grassy Surge and Amplifier, with the hidden ability Regenerator. Amplifier is a signature ability which boosts the power of all sound-based moves on the field by 1.2 times. Its move called Horde is a dragon-type status move that boosts its attack, defense, special attack, and special defense by 1 stage, but lowers its speed by 2 stages. Despite its less than mediocre typing, Cygnoboom would be a super valuable team member thanks to its 3 great abilities. With Grassy Surge, it can play as support for a variety of team members while being threatening and bulky on the special side. With Amplifier, it could use crazy strong attacks like Boom Burst and Deep Roar, a strong sound-based dragon move I made up a while ago. With Regenerator, it can stick around for long games and be a threat till the end. Its signature move Horde is great for all these roles despite the speed drop. Okay, so maybe not so much for Amplifier, but it's great for the other two abilities. Cygnoboom hides in watery caves and mountain peaks, protecting its horde from thieves that often don't exist. It will occasionally leave its den to build its horde, and when it does this, it is always in a bad mood. Cygnoboom is always on edge and prefers to slumber in its den. Any good trainer must allow Cygnoboom to keep a den in their Pokeball, and many ace trainers say a luxury ball is best for this. If this Pokemon is kept in a luxury ball, a trainer will often find extra berries and other items in their bag. Finally, some familiar faces. Psyduck is a charming Pokemon that gets mystical powers when it has a bad headache, but forgets about the powers after using them. It seems that these powers ease the headache a little bit, but they always come back. When it evolves, it has a much better control of its power. It swims elegantly by rivers and lakes and is faster than the most athletic human swimmers. It punishes those who defile rivers by dragging them in. A certain Pokemon promised Golduck that it would acquire infinite wealth and the power of gold itself. Its wish was granted, but incomplete. Golduck is forever cursed to be one step away from gold, and its body suffers for it. When Golduck wins enough battles to earn its trainer 100,000 Pokédollars, it evolves into Mercuduck. Mercuduck is a Water Steel type Pokemon with the abilities Proton Alchemy and Cloud 9. Proton Alchemy boosts one of its stats by one stage on switch-in. Mercuduck's hidden ability is Liquid Silver, which makes it immune to fighting type attacks, boosting its speed by 2 stages when hit by them instead of taking damage. Mercuduck has a signature move called Hydrar Dryrum. I cannot say that word very well. Hydrar Dryrum, which is a moderately powerful Steel type special attack. It combines water and its type effectiveness against the target, and is also super effective against water types. Mercuduck is an incredibly strong Pokemon that has mastered Alchemy and the type chart. Its subpar stat spread holds it back from a legendary status, but its abilities can help with speed. Proton Alchemy could be fun to use, but it's honestly not as good as Liquid Silver. With the latter, it's only weak to electric and ground and has 12 resistances, including immunities to fighting and poison. Its move is super effective against 5 types and only resisted by 3, which is pretty great as well. This thing could be super dangerous after an agility or if switched in on a fighting type move. Mercuduck has full control of protons in any form, and can change the molecular makeup of whatever it wants, other than itself. It can turn air into diamonds, but is cursed to give the diamonds away. It can't keep anything it makes, and as a result, usually doesn't use its powers. It lives in caves deep under the sea, trying everything it can to break its curse. That's about it for this video. My next Pokemon video will be on everyone's favorite Mariani and Toxapex. Hope to see you then, and thanks for watching!